Hi everybody, Pat Huntoon here with Technique Junkies, and today I'm going to be making the fun and glittery rain card that you saw at the beginning. So today we're just going to be using a few things. We're going to be using the Colorful Life Design Rainy Stencil. It's got the raindrops and the umbrella. We're going to be using the Technique Junkies SS141 Rain Sentiment Stamp, and we're actually going to be using I'm Here For You, Rain or Shine. And then we're going to also be using Technique Junkie Shimmering Bliss and Ocean Depth, which is my light blue. And we're going to be using IZINK Diamonds. We're using this kit, IZINK Diamonds. This is the Pastels kit. This comes with 5 colors. There's also a kit called Stars, and I'll post a link to both of those in the notes below. But these come with 5 and with a palette knife, and they're $14.99 US, which is really very reasonable. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I have this cardstock cut to 4 by 5 1/4 because that's the size I want to layer over another piece of cardstock. So I am going to spray this with Ocean Depth spray so that I get a pretty blue background on this. So I'm going to put a paper towel underneath this and roll this so that this is nice and mixed. And you just want to mix it until there's no mica on the bottom. So I'm just going to give this a nice little spritzing. And you notice I'm not going super intense on this. I just want to color the background enough so that it has a pretty blue shimmer to it. So that's Ocean Depth. And with the paper towel, it's easy cleanup. Just take the paper towel away. And then we're going to go right into the Rainy Sentiment. I've seen quite a few cards of these made you lose so many of the raindrops. So I've decided to make this a horizontal card. And I am just lining this up. And you should know, I did put pixie spray on this stencil earlier today when I was making my original samples. And so it is going to stick a little bit more. Pixie spray is available in the Technique Junkies store. You do kind of need it a little bit on this. So what you do with pixie spray, if you're not familiar with it, pixie spray is a low tack adhesive that you put on the back of your stencil so you can reposition them, but it also holds them firm even onto the Tim Holtz mat that I'm using here. And I want to make sure that I have enough room for my sentiment. I'm here for you, rain or shine. So when I put this on here, I lose the handle. And I can't stamp over this glitter. You can't stamp over it. You can stamp under it, but not over it. So what I want to make sure that I do is only go down to this part of the handle and not worry about the turn, the J on the handle. So I want to remember to do that when I make this card. So you can see I've used the other colors for the other cards, but what I'm doing now is I'm going to be using this pretty green and this pretty blue. The blue will be for my raindrops and the green will be for my umbrella. So this does come with a black palette knife inside the package, so you don't have to worry about getting a palette knife. I am just using one that I had on hand. Your palette knife will be black. So I'm going to put this green down. The cool thing about this, actually, maybe I'll show you on this. So I'm going to put the green down. And we've used this quite a bit. These are the pieces that we use in our booth. You notice that I'm just squeezing a little bit out and I'm putting it directly on there. It doesn't need to be too thick because you're going to see this, the glitter no matter what. Now, you notice I'm not going to the top. That's because I want to show you how these blend so pretty. Let's use the gold here. And what I'm going to do with this is even though my palette knife has stuff on it, I'm going to use the same palette knife. I'm going to start at the top here because I want to blend these a little bit while it's on there. I want to make this a little more two-toned, a little more interesting. So I'm going to blend that right in there, put it right over the top. Just to give it a little bit more interest. And now I want to wipe that off a little bit so that I can do the handle in this golden color. You're better off being conservative on how much you take out because it's hard to put it back. It's like putting toothpaste back in the tube. And that's all for the umbrella. So let's do the raindrops. So I'm using the blue that comes in the Pastels kit. The nice thing about having both kits is that you can mix and match them, and they work really well together. I'm going to do the rain drops here. Okay, so I think I got every raindrop there. Let me zoom in so you can see what that looks like up close. So you notice I missed the J on purpose. I want to mention a couple things about these tubes also. First of all, this is a metallic package. So this metallic package helps keep this product moist on the inside. Second of all, this mouth hole, this blowhole as we like to call it, this the opening of this jar is very small. So even if I've had a couple that I have had for quite some time, and the top right here, this portion right here, dried. I took a pick, I picked it out, and the rest of the product that was in here was fine. Now, I'm not telling you you should not use your product for years, but since I didn't, I can attest to that's what happened for me. Now, you should know this is a window, so that's exactly what you're getting, and you know how much is in there. You can see it's squeezy. We've been using this in our booth, these packages of diamonds in our booth for probably 5 or 6 shows, so it goes pretty well. It goes, you know, you're getting quite a bit out of here. Okay, so I've been talking for a while, so let's peel this off. Oh, isn't that cute? All right, so we're going to set this aside. I want to show you one other thing, because if you've ever used products like this in the past, you know they can be difficult to get off your stencils. And I used to, when I was selling Nuvo, I used to chip it off my stencils. It was quite a pain. So what I'm doing is I'm just spraying it. What I spray this with is a product from the Dollar Tree called Simply Amazing. It's just a cleaner. It's a nice little cleaner, and it's cheap. But look at this. The reason I put a paper towel underneath it, obviously, is to capture, because the diamond, the glitter becomes loose when you clean up, just so you know. It's not loose when you're using it. It's loose for cleanup because you're melting the product away. All right, so I'm just going to peel that off. You can already see just with one swipe how much cleaner and how clean that is. And I'm just going to give it one more thing so I can get my work surface too. And that's it. Cleanup's done. I'm going to just hit the back of this so that if there's any stray glitter. But look at that. It's like new. Isn't that amazing? You couldn't do that with the other product, and as long as I talked there too. So I just want to mention that I am using a heat tool on these, gently using the heat tool. You notice I'm about 5 inches away from the actual piece. You can use a heat tool if you're gentle with it. Remember that the Aladine Diamonds are fabric permanent, so you can put these on fabric through a stencil, create a design, and then you can just use an iron after they dry a bit. You use an iron, and it's fabric permanent, so washable and dryable. So isn't that amazing? All right, so we have heated this, and it is dry. You notice also, I want to mention one other thing that I didn't tell you, is that, you probably saw me do it. I put the ocean depth down, and then I immediately put the diamonds on top. Why not just let it all dry at once? It doesn't affect how the diamonds go on. So these are, you can hear these are really dry. So let me put the rain sentiment on here. I was going to stamp, I originally thought I was going to stamp this in blue, but I really like the way this Olympia green looks on here. So I'm just using VersaFine Olympia green. I'm not sure they even make anymore, but you can use a nice color that you have. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. One little stamp there, and we'll mat this, and this will be ready to send out to someone who needs a little bit of encouragement. Nice little encouragement card here. Okay, as I come to the end of this tutorial, I just want to show you a few things. First of all, here is my I'm Here For You Rain or Shine. I decided to stamp that in Olympia green. It just seemed to work better with the whole card, and I mounted it on blue. And as you can see, fine with the heat tool. I just suggest, because you did use something moist, that you just put adhesive all the way around the outer edge as close as you can to the edge as your adhesive. I think it just tacks down better. So you can see it's shimmery all the way through. The background is shimmery, the glitter is shimmery, and look, nothing comes off of that. That's on there. It's on there very well. It sticks to the card. A couple of other things that I did, instead of using the blue drops, I actually just used the Shimmering Bliss as the rain and the umbrella because I wanted to stamp a bigger stamp on there. Some people feel the rain, others just get wet. I wanted to stamp that on this one. I did put this pink on there, super, super thick. I would recommend not doing that. That had to sit for a while, and I didn't do a very good job of putting it on, but I was just playing around with that. But that's what I did when I wanted to put a bigger thing on there. Don't forget, you can always do these cards vertically also, not just horizontally, so you can get the big sentiments on there. And finally, I wanted to show you this one. Remember how I said earlier that you can't stamp into the diamonds. And you see my E on the me? It just shows enough. I mean, obviously your ice finish, it is let me be your shelter from the storm, but you don't want to make that a habit. You don't want to do that too very much. I didn't really measure that out very well when I did this one, but this one uses the gold and the blue again. For the raindrops. So that is our tutorial today. I hope you enjoyed seeing how to use the diamonds with the rain sentiments and the Rainy Stencil. And I hope you will consider subscribing to the Technique Junkies YouTube channel in the future. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you next time. Bye now.